Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I haven't been able to do the live session lately. I was a little busy with some stuff, but let's start again. I'm going to post the link real quick and we'll get started. All right, let's wait a few more seconds here. Let's start. All right. Well, we had quite a bit of rally. This session will be recorded, guys. So I will post the recorded link after I'm done as usual. Let's begin with SPY, and then we have a few more tickers which were requested by our members, so I'll go over them as well. Let's begin with SPY. SPY, quite a bit of rally we have had here. As you can see, we have previously talked about it that we haven't been able to close above 100 SMA since April. And for the last 3 sessions, we have closed above that, and that is bullish. Right, all the dips are being bought right now. We are in a zone right now, 407 to 416.50. 416.50 needs to break for more upside. If I think it might be able to do it after we get the CPI numbers. We'll get a break on either side, I believe. That's on Wednesday morning, and we also have PPI numbers on Thursday morning. So those numbers, I believe, will get us out of this zone. So we'll be watching these levels pretty closely. Whichever way it breaks, we play that level, right? Doesn't matter the news anymore because all the bad news is being baked in lately. So as long as the CPI numbers are favorable, we will break to the upside, and we will test this bigger zone here. You can see, let me zoom out a little bit so you can see, this is your downtrend line. We are still not above that. We are still in a downtrend. We might even, if we break this 416.50, 417 area, we might go retest this 430 area pretty quick. So keep an eye on this 416.50 to 417 area. Break that, we are heading higher to test this downtrend line. And if we break this, a new bullish season starts. So let's see what the market gives us. We'll play accordingly. The next we're going to talk about is SPX. A lot of people have been following that, and this has been pretty accurate so far. I've been posting this chart if you looked at our Twitter and Discord both. Right now we have a clear resistance here at 4170. As long as we are below that, we are not out of the woods. But also, again, this also tracks SPY. So as you can see, it is closing above 100 SMA. We will be, again, in a chop zone till we get the CPI numbers out. I believe we'll consolidate here till then for a couple more days. So play the range, all right? We have a support at 4105 roughly as of today, and 4170. So either side needs to break for a clear direction. Your bigger support zone is at 4080 area, 4078, but I'm rounding it up to 4080 area. If we break that, we are heading back down all the way down to this downtrend line, which is around 3860 to 70 area. So these are your key levels to watch. 4170 for more upside on SPX. All right, let's jump to our tech world, which is QQQ. Qs are also in the same zone. Qs, I had a better chart right here. Hold on. There we go. All right. So I'm showing you an example over here, what the Qs are doing. As you can see, this is a symmetrical triangle right now, and that's what we are in. This area is very, very, very important for the tech, 325. If we break that, we're going to head all the way up easily. We will, have some days which are red, but, within a couple weeks to 3 weeks, we will test this 40 zone, 30, 40 area. This is your 200 SMA. This purple line is your 200 SMA, and that's pretty big level to get through. So right now we are in this zone right now. We want to see what they're going to do right here. Are we going to come all the way back down and then consolidate and break down? Or are they going to take us all the way back up? So it all depends on the CPI numbers again. But your key number is 325. All right, but I would go ahead and short it if we break this 313 area, which is your 100 SMA, as well as it's pretty close to your 90 EMA. So 313 and 325 are your two numbers to watch. All right, the next ones we have a few tickers. I'm going to go over them quickly. I have written down what it needs to be done, so you can follow that. Affirm. We had a request on Affirm. I am actually still in this position. I still have 1/3 position left. I'm holding this one. I have 30 calls for August 19th. So this is still looking pretty good. Again, they have an ER coming up here pretty soon on 25th of August. So I think this might consolidate above this 100 SMA. Till and then what you can do is play the range, and your range is right here. I have written down entry. I would around 28.50 to 29.50, and I would keep my stop. If it breaks 28, I would cut my position. But if it breaks 28, go ahead and short it. But on the upside, these are your resistance: 34.50, 37.40, 40, and 43.50. Then we have a request for ET. ET, honestly, I think it looks bearish. This candle is bearish right now, but as long as 50 SMA, which is at 1073 right now, as long as that holds, you know, it would be fine. But right now it looks pretty bearish, and there was a decent sell volume on Friday as well. So look at 1050 as your bigger support area. Below that, I believe it will head back down to 10. It is pretty tight range for ET. Then we have Lucid. There's your Lucid. I have a support at 1770, but there's also this down. This is your trend line right here, which is holding so far. We closed really close to it, but we need to hold above that tomorrow and open above that tomorrow, first of all, to hold it. So if we break this tomorrow, which is 18, we're going to head back down on this one to 16s. And we had a request for Snow. Snow actually looks pretty good. There's a decent buying volume coming in on this one. They also have ER coming up. This might run up to the ER, but you know, there's a very tight zone. As you can see, the supply right here is pretty tight. So you can most likely scalp it for a day trade. I would not hold it overnight. Unless we close above this 100 SMA, which is around 164 area, 164 to 165, but I would short below 164. On the upside, you can look at 188 if we get through 170 with nice volume before ER. And if you want to play ER, it's totally up to you. Then we had Etsy. Etsy, we're going to look at weekly. Because it gave me a better picture on weekly. On weekly, as you can see, it needs to close above 116 on the weekly candle. That's where I would go long if we close above 116. And after that, your new zone would be 116 to 150. As you can see, this pink box, this is what it will enter into a new zone. But as long as it's below 116, I would short all the pops. It is also currently rejecting 50 SMA on the monthly. So keep an eye on 116 level. And we had NVIDIA. NVIDIA, I would long above 194. I believe if we break 194, 195 area, we are headed all the way up to 210. But as long as it stays below 194, I would keep shorting the pops. As you can see, 100 SMA is still acting as resistance right here. So tomorrow, if we open below 190, I believe it would be a short all the way down to low 180s. But if we break through 194, 195 zone, go ahead and buy 200 calls and you would make good money on that one. It might be a run up towards the ER. I believe their ER is coming up soon as well. There you go. It is on 24th of August. Then we had HD. Home Depot, there are a couple scenarios here. Of course, they have an ER coming up, so I don't think it's going to do much. But if it breaks 311, I would long it for a day trade with your target being between 315 to 318. But as long as it's below 311, I would keep shorting all the bounces because as you can see, it's getting really, really tight right here. But it keeps bouncing on 9 EMA. So 304 zone, 304 to 305 zone, I would pick up calls, keep your stops below 304. But 311 is your hard resistance. You break that, it's going to run. But it's also, as you can see, it's building inverse head and shoulder. So if they do bad on the earnings, it's going to come all the way back down to 280 zone. That's your neckline right here. So I would pick up calls right here for the leap. I would like it depending on how they do it on the ER. So if it comes back down, you might see it going back up. So let me show you how it would look. So if they do bad on ER, it'll come back down here, test it. Usually the inverse head and shoulder is bullish and then it will go back up. Of course, it's going to take time. So make sure you buy at least 5 to 6 months. The next one we had somebody requested ES. They wanted to see ES. Let's see ES. If it will load. Not loading, but here's one more I'm watching is ZM, guys. ZM is looking really, really, really nice. There you go, above 114. I'm already in this position. I got in at the break of this 50 SMA at 109, 110 area, but this one can actually, you can still make pretty decent money. As you can see, Coin, Roku, and all of these, the ARK ones are doing really well. And there is buy volume and everything coming in on this one. So I think if this breaks 114.50 area, you might have a nice run up to 120 to 125 zone, and Zoom runs really, really good. You know, that they decided to run. So you can make really good money on this one. The premiums fly on Zoom. So if it breaks 114.50 area, go ahead and buy 120 calls couple of weeks out and you'll make good money, and keep your stops below 113. So keep a tight stop on it as well. Yes, I don't know why it's not loading. I think TradingView is acting up on this one. Let's put it up this one. Yeah, I don't know why the ES is not loading, but the ES numbers I had 41.03 and 41.50. I would go long above 41.50 and short below 41.03, if that helps. Tesla and Google. Let's see, Tesla. Oh, Tesla, there you go, on a clear rejection at the 200 SMA. So tomorrow I will be watching this 9 EMA, see if it can hold above that, if it can get above this 872 to 875 zone. If it can hold on to it tomorrow, we might retest this 200 SMA, which is around 911. But if we stay below 870, I think this is headed all the way down to 850 to 830 zone. That was a decent sell volume on Friday. So I think all the bounces on Tesla might be sold, guys. Plus they had the news for the split. So all the news is out of the way. Sell the news basically. Google is coming to a hefty resistance right here at 118 to 120 zone. I would long above 120, but as long as 120 If you get a pop around 120, I would short it because I don't. As you can see, the volume is pretty less on this buy side, and I haven't seen any big buyers coming above 120. So any pop to 118, 190, and 119-ish would be a nice short for a quick day trade to a short swing. All right, folks, this is all I have for today. You guys have a good evening, and I will be back tomorrow if we have a decent range. If not, then I'll probably do one after the CPI numbers are out or before CPI. All right, you guys have a good evening. I'll see you all tomorrow.